Each of us has been crafted with a unique identity and a distinct purpose, a design that's one of a kind. In a world that constantly pressures you to adjust, compromise, or even abandon that unique self, I urge you to stand firm. Refuse to negotiate who you are. You see, the world's opinion is constantly shifting. Today they'll celebrate you, and tomorrow they might dismiss you. But what remains constant is the core of who you are, the values you hold, and the principles that guide your life. Never let the ever-changing winds of popularity or acceptance sway you. Your worth isn't defined by others' opinions, it's anchored in the truth of who you are. Guard your values like a fortress. These values are more than just words, they're the foundation of your character. Compromising on them even slightly is like chipping away at the very structure of your identity. Don't give in to the pressure to conform or the temptation to bend when challenges arise. It's easy to think that pleasing others might make life smoother, but ultimately compromising on who you are will erode your sense of self. Knowing your worth is an essential part of a fulfilling life. In a world where voices around us, sometimes even within us, try to undermine our true value, there must be a deep, unwavering understanding of who we are. Each of us has been created with a purpose, a design that's one of a kind. No one else can walk in your shoes, no one else can fulfill the purpose that's been set aside specifically for you. But with such uniqueness comes a responsibility to protect that identity from being reshaped, undervalued, or hidden away for the sake of acceptance. When we're unsure of who we are, the opinions of others can start to matter too much. We might be tempted to shift or compromise aspects of ourselves in order to fit into boxes designed by other people's expectations. But compromise, when it comes to your identity, is a slow erosion. Every small surrender of who you are chips away at the foundation of your character. Think of yourself as a building. Your principles and values are the materials that make up your structure. Would you be willing to take apart parts of that structure just to blend in with another one? When we allow ourselves to become swayed by the ever-changing winds of popularity or acceptance, we risk undermining the very foundation of who we are. In the same way, there's a powerful, even sacred, quality in understanding and protecting our core values. These values represent more than words or ideas. They are a commitment to live by the truth of who we are. It's the choices we make, the paths we follow, and the people we keep around us reflect those values. When we stand by them, we declare that we won't be moved by pressures to conform. Standing by our values is a stance of strength, not stubbornness. It's a way of saying that we know our worth and aren't willing to alter our character for anyone or anything. Each person was created to fulfill a purpose, not to live for the approval of others. There's something transformative about being purpose-driven, about knowing you have a reason to get up each day that's beyond applause, beyond praise, beyond anything that can be given or taken by the people around you. That purpose gives you focus and resilience. It's an anchor in a world where too many drift from one validation to the next, never rooted in a vision for themselves or a mission. When you are driven by purpose, you become unshakable because you're not dependent on others to define your success or happiness. Knowing you have a purpose empowers you to walk your own path confidently, regardless of what anyone says about it. Boundaries, too, are essential to protecting who you are. These boundaries aren't walls that keep others out, they are walls that keep your sense of self safe. We live in a world where many voices try to tell us what's best or try to guide us down paths that aren't meant for us. Having boundaries allows us to stay on the course we are meant to walk, free from the influence of others' expectations, demands, or even the pressures of social norms. They help us say no when something is not in alignment with our values, our mission, or our identity. Boundaries are powerful because they don't just limit others, they empower us. They serve as a reminder to ourselves that we are worth protecting. There's incredible freedom in being able to embrace authenticity. Authenticity isn't about perfection. It's about transparency. It's about standing as you are with all your strengths and flaws without apology. When you embrace authenticity, you send a message not only to yourself but to the world. You show others what it looks like to live in a way that's rooted in truth. You encourage others to stand firm in their own unique identities. Living authentically allows you to move through life with a sense of freedom because you're no longer trying to hide or adjust yourself to meet someone else's expectations. And in doing so, you begin to build a legacy of integrity. Each choice you make to stand firm, each moment you choose to honor your true self, is part of a lasting impact. Your legacy becomes a testament to those who will follow, showing them what it means to live a life rooted in character, a life of substance, a life where one's worth is never negotiated. Let your example be a guide for others, a reminder that we each have something invaluable within us that deserves to be cherished and protected. Guarding your values is one of the most powerful commitments you can make to yourself. These values aren't just ideals or aspirations, they are the core of who you are, the foundation on which your character is built. When we define what we stand for and refuse to compromise, we lay the groundwork for a life that is anchored, purposeful, and true. This is not always easy, especially in a world that often pushes us to conform, to adjust, and to make small concessions for the sake of fitting in or getting ahead. But in the long run, a strong sense of values is what will keep you steady through every challenge, temptation, and test that life throws your way. Consider your values as a fortress, a place of strength that protects who you are. These principles are worth defending because without them, we risk losing ourselves to the expectations, demands, or opinions of others. Life will often present situations where compromise seems the easy choice. Maybe it's a matter of bending the truth slightly or overlooking something small that doesn't quite align with what we believe. But each compromise, however small, chips away at the walls of that fortress. Over time, if we allow too many of these small concessions, we may find that we no longer recognize the person in the mirror. We have to remind ourselves that our values are not negotiable, they are the non-negotiable bedrock on which we stand. Standing firm in our values means having a deep understanding of what those values are. It requires taking the time to know yourself, to reflect on what truly matters to you, and to determine the principles that guide your actions. Once these are clear, they become a compass for every decision we make, big or small. When we know our values, we gain a certain clarity that others may not have. We become decisive because we are not constantly second-guessing or questioning ourselves. We know what aligns with our principles and what does not. This sense of direction can be invaluable, especially when facing difficult choices or navigating times of uncertainty. Values also act as a powerful filter for relationships. They guide us in choosing the people we allow into our lives, whether they are friends, partners, or colleagues. When we are clear about our principles, we naturally gravitate towards those who share similar beliefs or, at the very least, respect them. We are less likely to be drawn into relationships that drain us, distract us, or pull us away from who we are. Instead, we build connections with those who encourage us, who uplift us, and who push us to stay true to ourselves. These are the people who respect our values and support our journey, even if it differs from their own. Moreover, being true to our values instills a sense of self-respect. When we make choices that align with our principles, we build a sense of confidence and self-worth. We trust ourselves more because we know we are not easily swayed by outside influences. This self-respect acts as a shield against the constant pressures to conform or to go against what we know is right. The more we honor our values, the stronger this sense of self-respect becomes. It's an empowering feeling that affects every part of our lives, from our relationships to our work and beyond. Holding on to our values doesn't mean that we can't be flexible or open-minded. It simply means that there are certain lines we will not cross, certain standards we hold ourselves to, regardless of the circumstances. This firmness is not stubbornness, it's wisdom. It's the understanding that some things are worth protecting because they are integral to who we are. When we stand by our values, we are not rejecting new ideas or change, rather. We are ensuring that any change we allow aligns with the core of who we are. Living a life rooted in values also means that we are contributing positively to the world around us. When we stand firm in our principles, we become an example to others. Our actions show others that it's possible to succeed without compromising on what's important. We inspire others to look within, to define their own values, and to stand by them. In a world that often encourages shortcuts and rewards those who are willing to bend their beliefs, being a person of value sets us apart. It signals that there is a different, more fulfilling way to live, a way that is grounded, intentional, and meaningful. Guarding our values is an act of self-love and respect. It's a decision to honor who we are, to protect what makes us unique, and to build a life that is true to our innermost beliefs. Every time we choose to stand by our principles, we reinforce the foundation of our character and create a legacy of integrity. In doing so, we are not only enriching our own lives, but also making a positive impact on the world around us. So hold fast to your values, protect them, and let them guide you. They are worth every sacrifice and every challenge because in the end, they shape the life you were meant to live. Living with purpose is a transformative way to navigate through life. When you have a purpose, you wake up each day knowing there's a reason you're here, a mission only you can fulfill. This is something deep, something personal, and it doesn't come from anyone else. The purpose you have is unique to you. While others may offer opinions, no one else can see what you see or understand what drives you from within. And this is why purpose is so powerful. It doesn't bend to public approval or fade in the face of criticism, because it's rooted in who you are. How many people spend their lives searching for approval, constantly shifting themselves to fit what others want or expect? But seeking approval can become a never-ending cycle that leaves you feeling lost and uncertain. Approval is temporary, changing as quickly as people's preferences. When we live by approval, we give control of our lives to the opinions of others. What might make people happy today may change tomorrow. So if we let their judgment steer us, we'll find ourselves in a constant state of flux, losing pieces of ourselves along the way. Living with purpose, on the other hand, provides stability. It gives you something unwavering to hold on to, something that doesn't shift with the tides of opinion. Purpose brings clarity and direction, helping you navigate through challenges and distractions. It's like having a compass in a dense forest. Even if the path isn't always clear, you know where you're headed. Purpose helps filter out what's not important, focusing your energy on what truly matters. You're less likely to be sidetracked by things that don't align with your mission. With purpose, you gain a sense of resilience that others notice and admire, and you find the strength to overcome obstacles because there's a deeper reason behind your actions. You're not just going through the motions, every step you take has meaning. You have the ability to withstand hardship because you know there's something bigger at stake than just temporary discomfort or struggle. One of the most liberating things about living with purpose is that you stop depending on others to define your success or happiness. When you're driven by purpose, success is no longer a measure of external achievements or the praise of others. It becomes something internal, a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing you're following the path you were meant to take. This kind of success is something no one else can take away. It's a joy that can't be diminished by criticism or failure because it's rooted in something deeper than appearances. It's in knowing that you're contributing to something meaningful, something that will outlast you and continue to make a difference even when you're no longer here. Living with purpose also means setting your own standards for what is right, meaningful, and valuable. You begin to live according to principles that resonate with your purpose, creating a code of integrity that you uphold not because anyone is watching, but because it's a part of who you are. Purposeful living isn't about being rigid. It's about having a clear vision of what you want to achieve and staying committed to it, even when others may not understand. You're able to make decisions confidently, knowing they align with the mission you set for yourself. This builds a sense of self-trust and respect, making you less vulnerable to manipulation or pressure from those who don't share your vision. Purposeful living also attracts the right people into your life. When you live with purpose, you naturally draw people who support your mission and respect your dedication. You no longer have to force connections or try to fit into groups that don't align with who you are. Instead, you find yourself surrounded by individuals who understand and encourage your journey, who see the passion behind your actions, and who push you to keep going when times get tough. These are people who appreciate your purpose, even if it differs from theirs, and they contribute positively to your journey, reinforcing your commitment to what truly matters to you. Purpose acts as a guiding light in moments of doubt or difficulty. When challenges arise, it's easy to wonder if you're on the right path. But when you're driven by a clear sense of purpose, you have something to hold onto that keeps you steady. Purpose reminds you of the bigger picture, of the reasons why you started, and it gives you the motivation to keep going even when the road is rough. It strengthens your resolve and keeps you focused on what truly matters. You know that the temporary pain or obstacles you face are just part of the process, not the final destination. Living with purpose leaves a legacy. When you pursue a mission that aligns with your values and principles, you create something lasting. People will remember you not just for what you did, but for the impact you made, for the authenticity and passion you brought to everything you did. You inspire others to seek out their own purpose, to live with intention and commitment, and to make choices that honor who they truly are. Your life becomes an example of what it means to live meaningfully, not just to exist, but to thrive with a clear sense of why you're here. So embrace your purpose wholeheartedly. Let it guide you, and trust that in doing so, you are not only enriching your own life, but also leaving a lasting, positive impact on the world around you. Setting and respecting boundaries is essential for living a balanced and fulfilled life. Boundaries are like invisible lines that protect your emotional, mental, and even physical well-being. They define what is acceptable and what isn't, what you will tolerate and what you won't. Many people misunderstand boundaries, thinking they are walls to keep others out or a sign of resistance or weakness. In reality, boundaries are a form of self-respect and self-care. They help you maintain your sense of identity and give you the freedom to pursue your goals and dreams without the constant pull of other people's expectations or demands. Boundaries create a healthy distance between you and others, allowing you to be fully present in your relationships without feeling overwhelmed or taken advantage of. They give you the space to focus on your own needs and well-being while still being able to support and connect with others meaningfully. When you set boundaries, you are sending a clear message that you value yourself and your time. You are acknowledging that your energy is a limited resource, one that deserves to be protected and used wisely. This act of protecting your energy empowers you to show up as the best version of yourself, both for others and for your own goals. In addition, boundaries are crucial for maintaining mental and emotional health. Life is full of demands, whether from work, family, friends, or even society's pressures. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed and burned out, trying to meet everyone else's expectations. When you don't set clear limits, people may unknowingly push you beyond your capacity, and this can lead to resentment and frustration. By setting boundaries, you create a buffer that allows you to handle your responsibilities without sacrificing your well-being. This doesn't mean you're selfish, it means you understand that to truly be there for others, you first need to take care of yourself. Setting boundaries also builds self-respect. Each time you make a choice to honor your limits, you reinforce a message to yourself that you are worth protecting. This act of self-respect strengthens your sense of self-worth and helps you become more confident in asserting your needs. As you learn to communicate your boundaries clearly, you gain a deeper understanding of your own values and priorities. You become more aware of what aligns with your principles and what doesn't. Over time, this builds a solid foundation of self-confidence, allowing you to face challenges and navigate difficult situations without compromising who you are. Boundaries play an essential role in fostering healthy relationships. When you establish boundaries, you create a framework of respect and mutual understanding in your connections with others. You teach people how to treat you by showing them what you will and won't accept. This doesn't push people away, instead, it builds trust and respect. People who care about you will understand and appreciate your boundaries because they want to see you happy and fulfilled. Boundaries also allow you to see who truly values you. Those who disregard or disrespect your boundaries may not have your best interests at heart, and setting limits can help you recognize the relationships that are worth investing in. Setting boundaries requires courage and self-awareness. It's not always easy to say no or to speak up about your needs, especially if you fear conflict or worry about disappointing others. But each time you assert a boundary, you are practicing self-empowerment. You're giving yourself permission to prioritize your own needs and well-being. This act of self-advocacy is a form of personal growth, as it challenges you to trust in your worthiness and to believe that you deserve respect. It's a learning process that takes time and practice, but as you become more comfortable with setting boundaries, you'll find it easier to stand by them, even in the face of opposition. Boundaries help to clarify your goals and aspirations. When you have clear boundaries, you are less likely to be sidetracked by other people's plans, requests, or opinions. You can stay focused on what truly matters to you, using your energy in ways that align with your own vision. Boundaries allow you to say yes to the opportunities that support your growth and no to the distractions that don't serve you. This sense of focus helps you make steady progress towards your goals, knowing that your time and energy are devoted to what's most meaningful to you. As a result, you gain a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction in your daily life. Boundaries also provide a sense of freedom. By setting limits, you're not restricting yourself, but rather creating the freedom to live authentically. Boundaries help you live in a way that aligns with your values, desires, and personal beliefs. They allow you to make choices based on what feels right for you, rather than being influenced by external pressures or expectations. This freedom to be yourself is a powerful feeling, one that brings peace and fulfillment. When you live in alignment with your true self, you naturally feel more at ease and content because you're no longer living to please others or fit into molds that don't suit you. It's important to remember that boundaries are not static. They may evolve over time as you grow and change. As you gain new insights about yourself and what you need to thrive, your boundaries might shift to reflect those changes. This adaptability doesn't mean you're being inconsistent. It's a sign of growth and self-awareness. Each phase of life may call for new boundaries, whether it's focusing on your career, dedicating time to family, or setting aside moments for personal development. Respecting these changes is part of respecting yourself, allowing you to live in alignment with who you are in each season of your journey. Boundaries are an investment in your own well-being and happiness. They are a declaration that you value yourself enough to protect what matters most. By setting boundaries, you empower yourself to live a life that's true to you, a life where you are free to grow, achieve, and connect with others in meaningful ways. Boundaries help you build relationships rooted in mutual respect, guide you in pursuing your goals with clarity, and allow you to move through life with confidence and peace. By respecting your boundaries, you create a life that honors your worth, celebrates your uniqueness, and fulfills your deepest needs. Authenticity is one of the most powerful expressions of self-worth, and living authentically allows you to truly embrace who you are. In a world filled with expectations and pressures to conform, authenticity becomes both a form of resistance and an act of self-respect. To live authentically means showing up as yourself, your true self, with no need for masks or pretense. This doesn't mean you're flawless or free from self-doubt, but it does mean that you don't hide behind a facade just to fit in or meet others' expectations. Living authentically is about embracing all aspects of yourself, the strengths, the imperfections, and everything in between. When you do this, you acknowledge your inherent value and refuse to be swayed by external demands to be something you're not. Living authentically requires self-awareness. It starts with understanding who you are, what you believe in, and what you stand for. You need to know your own values, the principles you hold dear, and the things that matter most to you. Without this self-awareness, it's easy to drift, to adopt other people's beliefs, and to follow paths that aren't aligned with your true self. Self-awareness allows you to make choices that reflect your inner values and not someone else's version of success or happiness. When you're clear about who you are, you don't have to second-guess your choices, because they're rooted in a deep understanding of what's truly meaningful to you. Authenticity is also about vulnerability. It's about being open and honest with yourself and others, even when it's uncomfortable. Many people fear vulnerability because it can feel like exposing weaknesses. But being vulnerable is actually a strength that allows you to connect with others on a real human level. When you're open about your struggles and your journey, you invite others to do the same. This openness fosters genuine connections and mutual understanding. People are drawn to authenticity because it's rare and because it reminds them that it's okay to be themselves. When you allow yourself to be seen for who you are, you give others permission to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity that strengthens relationships and communities. Living authentically means you don't need the approval of others to feel worthy. Approval is fleeting and conditional, often based on factors that have nothing to do with who you are as a person. If you live for others' approval, you're bound to be disappointed because people's opinions can change with the wind. Authenticity, however, doesn't bend to public opinion. It's about standing firm in your identity, even if it means standing alone. When you live authentically, your sense of worth comes from within, and you're not easily shaken by others' judgments or criticisms. This inner confidence gives you the strength to pursue your goals and dreams without waiting for someone else to validate them. One of the most freeing aspects of authenticity is that it allows you to make mistakes without fear of judgment. When you're being true to yourself, you're not trying to maintain a flawless image or live up to unrealistic standards. You know that growth comes from learning, and learning often involves failing and trying again. Authenticity means embracing the journey, including the setbacks, as a natural part of life. By accepting your imperfections and being kind to yourself, you create an environment where you can take risks, explore, and evolve. This willingness to grow and change makes life richer and more rewarding, allowing you to experience the full depth of what it means to be human. Authenticity also promotes resilience. When you live according to your true self, you are better equipped to face challenges because you're not weighed down by the need to please others or meet external expectations. You have a solid foundation of self-worth that grounds you, giving you the inner strength to endure difficulties without losing sight of who you are. In times of adversity, this authenticity provides clarity and stability. You're able to move forward with confidence because you know that you're acting in alignment with your values. This resilience doesn't mean you won't experience hardships, but it does mean you'll have the inner resources to face them and come out stronger. Being authentic also means embracing your uniqueness. Every person has something special to offer, a combination of talents, perspectives, and experiences that no one else can replicate. Authenticity celebrates this uniqueness, allowing you to bring your full self to everything you do. When you stop trying to fit into molds that don't suit you, you open the door to creativity and innovation. You're able to approach problems with a fresh perspective and contribute ideas that are original and meaningful. Authenticity encourages you to explore your passions and use your strengths, empowering you to make an impact in ways that only you can. This uniqueness is a gift to the world, and living authentically allows you to share it fully. Living authentically is not always easy, especially in a society that often rewards conformity. There may be times when you feel pressured to compromise your values or hide aspects of yourself to gain acceptance. But each time you choose authenticity over conformity, you strengthen your sense of self-worth and reinforce your commitment to live a life that's true to you. Authenticity is about integrity, about aligning your actions with your beliefs and not allowing external forces to dictate who you are. It's about knowing that, no matter what, you are enough as you are. Ultimately, living authentically creates a legacy. When you live true to yourself, you inspire others to do the same. You become a role model for courage and self-acceptance, showing others that it's possible to live a life that's both genuine and fulfilling. People will remember you not just for what you accomplished, but for the way you lived your life with integrity, resilience, and kindness. You leave behind a legacy that encourages others to seek their own truth, to pursue their passions, and to live without fear of judgment. Your authenticity has the power to touch lives, leaving a lasting impact that goes beyond individual achievements. In choosing to live authentically, you choose a life of meaning, freedom, and fulfillment. You give yourself permission to grow, to connect, and to contribute in ways that feel true to you. You honor the person you are and the person you're becoming. And ultimately, by living authentically, you create a life that not only brings you joy, but also inspires those around you to embrace their own unique path. Authenticity, then, is both a journey and a gift, a journey towards self-discovery and a gift that enriches the world. Leaving a legacy is often associated with grand achievements, awards, or having your name engraved somewhere for future generations to see. But in truth, legacy goes far deeper than just public recognition. Legacy is about the impact you have on others, the values you impart, and the example you set through your life. When you know your worth and live in alignment with that, your legacy becomes a natural extension of who you are. Your life speaks for itself, influencing those around you, not only through what you do, but through who you are and how you live. A legacy begins with self-awareness, with understanding that your actions and choices have an impact on others. Every decision you make, no matter how small, becomes a part of the story you leave behind. By consistently living according to your values and principles, you're showing others what it means to be true to oneself. This doesn't mean striving for perfection, but rather aiming to live authentically and purposefully. People are inspired by consistency, by someone who stands by their beliefs even when times get tough. This kind of integrity, this unwavering commitment to live with purpose, is what forms the backbone of a legacy that resonates with others long after you're gone. Your legacy is also built in the way you treat people, in how you approach your relationships, and in the care and respect you show for others. People may not remember every word you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. Kindness, respect, and genuine interest in others leave an impression that lasts. In a world where people are often treated as transactions, showing empathy and compassion makes you stand out. When you value others and recognize their worth, you're passing on the lesson that everyone deserves respect and consideration. This simple but powerful practice can transform lives and create a ripple effect, inspiring others to do the same. Leading by example is another way to leave a lasting legacy. People often look up to those who don't just talk about their values but live them every day. When you lead by example, you're not only teaching but demonstrating that words and actions must align. This alignment builds trust and credibility. Others see that you're not simply telling them how to live, but are showing them through your own life. Leading by example doesn't mean having everything figured out, but being committed to personal growth and integrity. When others see you navigating life's challenges with resilience and honesty, they're encouraged to approach their own challenges in a similar way. Leaving a legacy also involves sharing your wisdom and experiences. Knowledge, when shared, becomes more than just information. It becomes a guiding light for others. Whether it's through mentoring, teaching, or simply sharing insights from your own journey, your wisdom can shape the perspectives of those who come after you. Sharing your experiences honestly, including your mistakes and what you learned from them, is one of the most generous acts of legacy building. When people can learn from both your successes and failures, they gain valuable insights that can help them navigate their own paths with more confidence and clarity. Another powerful aspect of legacy is empowering others to recognize their own worth and potential. When you lift others up, encourage them, and remind them of their abilities, you're creating a legacy that's much larger than any personal achievement. By investing in people, by believing in them even when they don't yet believe in themselves, you leave behind a positive impact that can transform lives. Empowering others goes beyond simply offering advice. It means genuinely supporting them as they discover their own strengths. When people feel that they're seen, valued, and capable, they are inspired to do the same for others, creating a legacy that expands with each new life it touches. Living with purpose is a vital part of building a meaningful legacy. Purpose gives direction to your actions and shapes how you prioritize your time and energy. When you have a clear sense of purpose, you're more intentional about the way you live, and this intentionality is something others notice. Living with purpose doesn't mean your life is perfect or free from hardship, but it does mean you approach each day with a sense of mission. This commitment to purpose leaves an indelible mark on those around you, as it shows them what it looks like to live a life of meaning and contribution. Your legacy is also in the courage to be yourself. Many people spend their lives trying to fit in, to conform to the expectations of others, or to live according to society's definition of success. But true legacy comes from those who dare to be different, who are unafraid to live in alignment with their unique values, strengths, and passions. By being true to yourself, you demonstrate the power of authenticity, showing others that it's possible to live a life that's both fulfilling and meaningful by being exactly who they are. This courage to be genuine resonates deeply, inspiring others to let go of fear and embrace their true selves. Your legacy doesn't require perfection, it requires consistency and a commitment to growth. The journey of self-improvement, of striving to be a better person, leaves a powerful impact on those who witness it. People don't expect you to be flawless, they appreciate your willingness to grow and learn along the way. By facing your weaknesses, learning from your mistakes, and continually striving to be better, you set a standard that inspires others to do the same. This commitment to growth is a legacy in itself, as it encourages a culture of resilience, humility, and continuous improvement. A legacy is often best measured not in what you accomplish, but in the values you impart to others. Your legacy is in the principles you stand by, the ideals you hold dear, and the lessons you leave behind. Whether it's the importance of kindness, the value of hard work, or the power of forgiveness, these values are what truly endure. People may forget titles and accolades, but they remember the values you embodied and the way you made a difference. When you live with integrity and hold firmly to your beliefs, your legacy becomes a testament to what's possible when one lives a life of purpose and conviction. Leaving a legacy isn't about being remembered in history books, it's about the quiet, powerful influence you have on the lives you touch each day. It's about living with integrity, being true to your values, and uplifting those around you. When you know your worth and live in alignment with it, your legacy takes on a life of its own, leaving an impact that lasts far beyond your time. Each moment spent in kindness, purpose, and authenticity adds to a legacy that will inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positive influence that continues to grow and thrive in generations to come.